They say old folks like me sleep like babies. Well, if that's true, I must be one of those babies who cries at 3 in the morning. Every night, like clockwork, I wake up around 3 a.m., eyes wide open, room silent as a grave, my mind racing. And I used to wonder, why? Why does this happen now, when all I want is a full night's rest? So, I started paying attention, listening to my body, reading, asking doctors, talking to friends who are also in their 70s, 80s, even 90s. And here's what I found. 1. Your sleep cycles change with age. You see, when you're young, your body runs on deep, restorative sleep, lots of it. That's when your body repairs itself, muscles, memory, the whole package. But after 60 or 70, we don't get as much of that deep sleep. Instead, we drift more in light sleep, the kind that's easy to wake from. A creaky floorboard, a shift in temperature, or just your own bladder calling. It's enough to pull you right out of sleep. So 3 a.m. rolls around and boom, your body's already halfway awake. It's not that you're broken, it's biology. 2. The aging bladder and the 3 a.m. march. I call it the 3 a.m. march, that nightly trip to the bathroom. After 70, the bladder shrinks a little, and the muscles that help hold urine weaken. It's not a failure, it's just nature. On top of that, the hormone that helps us hold urine at night, called ADH, starts declining as we age. Less hormone, weaker bladder, more bathroom visits. For some of us, it's once. Others, 2 or 3 times a night, and every trip breaks your sleep. Sometimes you go back to bed and fall asleep, but sometimes your mind decides it's time to chat about everything you've ever done wrong since 1972. 3. Your body clock starts shifting. Here's something strange but true. As we get older, our internal body clock, what the doctors call the circadian rhythm, starts shifting. That means we get sleepy earlier in the evening and wake up earlier in the morning. So if you go to bed at 8 or 9 p.m., your body might decide that 3 a.m. is morning. It thinks you've had a full night's rest, even if you don't feel that way. The trouble is, the world isn't awake yet. It's dark, quiet, lonely. 4. Anxiety and the midnight mind. Now here's the part I never expected, the emotional side of aging. You'd think that by 82, you've seen it all, learned to relax. But no. Sometimes when I wake up at 3 a.m., it's not my bladder or my body clock. It's my mind. At that hour, everything feels heavier. Regrets grow teeth. Fears about money, health, family, they come knocking. It's like your brain decides, hey, let's review everything that could go wrong. Right now. Why does that happen? Well, as we age, we're more vulnerable to anxiety and depression. The brain's chemical balance changes, and at night, when it's dark and silent, those thoughts echo louder. It's not weakness. It's just part of the journey. 5. Less melatonin. More wakefulness. Melatonin is that little hormone that tells your body, time to sleep. It starts rising in the evening and helps you drift off. But guess what? As you age, your body makes less of it. So even if you fall asleep fine, staying asleep becomes the challenge, especially in the second half of the night, around 3 or 4 a.m., when melatonin naturally dips. And without that sleep signal, you might wake up and stay awake. Some people try melatonin supplements. For some, it helps. For others, it's not strong enough. 6. Medication side effects. This one surprised me. Many of us take pills, blood pressure meds, heart meds, even simple painkillers. Some of those mess with your sleep, others act like diuretics and send you to the bathroom more often, and some, especially if taken at the wrong time, can cause restlessness in the night. I was taking a new medication last year, and for 2 weeks I woke up every night drenched in sweat at, you guessed it, 3 a.m. Talked to the doctor, switched timing, problem solved. So if you're waking up at odd hours, take a look at your prescriptions. Or better yet, talk to someone who understands them. 7. Aging lungs and oxygen drops. Here's a lesser-known one: breathing. As we age, our lungs become less efficient, especially if you've had asthma, COPD, or years of smoking behind you. Your breathing may get shallow at night. Sometimes, oxygen levels dip slightly in the early morning hours. It's not always dangerous, but it can jolt you awake. And if you snore or have sleep apnea, your brain might be waking you up to breathe. Ever woken up gasping, or just wide awake with a racing heart? That could be your body's way of saying, "Hey, breathe better." 8. Lack of daytime activity. Here's something I learned the hard way. If you don't move enough during the day, your body doesn't earn its rest. Some days, I sit too much, watching TV, reading, just being still. And that night, I wake up at 3, full of restless energy. But on days when I take a walk, garden, even do a bit of light cleaning, I sleep deeper. Your body still wants to be used, even at 82. Move during the day. Tire yourself out a bit. Your sleep will thank you. 9. Loneliness and the silent hours. Let me say this gently. As we age, we lose people, friends, spouses, neighbors. Sometimes we live alone, even if we don't want to. And at 3 a.m., the house is too quiet. Loneliness can wake you. Not always with tears, sometimes just with a deep emptiness. A longing for a voice, a hand, a heartbeat nearby. That kind of loneliness isn't fixed with pills, but it can be eased with connection. Call someone during the day. Join a group. Let others in. You'll be surprised how much better you sleep when your heart feels a little less alone. 10. What can you do about it? So what do I do when I wake up at 3 a.m.? First, I don't panic. I remind myself, it's normal. Then I get up. I sit in my chair, sip some warm milk or herbal tea, read a few pages from a comforting book. No phone, no TV. Sometimes I pray. Other times I write down what's bothering me, get it out of my head and onto paper. And eventually, when the mind quiets, I go back to bed. Sometimes I sleep. Other times I just rest. That's okay too.